Hi everybody, this is Red Hill Eagle and this is episode 3 of the AWA Revival series from 1991. We just had our first show. I'll recap it quickly. We just had the angle where Bischoff opened the show and was going to announce a world title tournament. He was interrupted by Nick Bockwinkel, who declared King Kong Bundy the world champion. And then other wrestlers came in and they got annoyed and they decided to have a gauntlet match. Al Snow drew with Danny Davis in a contract match. And then Bischoff announced there'd need to be a rematch for that. Tito Santana defeated Scott Hall. John Tollers interviewed Big John Studd and Rick Martel for their pre-match. And in the match, Rick Martel beat the Big John Studd by DQ. And then Tollers interviewed Rick Rude and Ricky Steamboat ahead of their $10,000 challenge match. Ricky Steamboat won that, and then Bockwinkel announced Bundy would enter, or Netter apparently, would enter the match last, seeing as he holds the belt. King Kong Bundy got the win. He defeated Bob Backlund at the end after Bam Bam Bigalow interfered because Bob Backlund eliminated Bam Bam Bigalow earlier on. So King Kong Bundy did get to keep his belt. He's not going to have it forever. He's certainly not going to have it for very long at all, really. The plan is to get someone else over. But I wanted that kind of monster heel who had a manager who was going to kind of like get the belt from, didn't really earn it. And then, even his victory later on that night was a little bit dodgy due to Bam Bam Bigelow's interference. So what we're going to do is we've got a TV show and we've got our first show tonight. The first couple of weeks, possibly the first month leading up to and including our event at the end of the month, I think I'm just going to kind of roll with it. And then when we come to March, when we come to next month, we're going to go, proper, storylines and really think about things. We've got a couple of stories that we're kind of playing at the moment. We've got the Al Snow and Danny Davis contract situation, and we've got Bam Bam Bigalow and Bob Backlund. What I am tempted to do right now is just introduce a couple of other stories. So let's have a look at this is how I would normally do it. So I'd have a look at our top guys and I'd think, right, well, Rick Martel, babyface, he's not in a story at the moment. We're either going to put him in a story where he's going to come out on top, or we're going to put him in a story where we want someone else to get over. Now, he's only 34. I probably want him to stay at the top for a few years, actually. So let's put him in a storyline with someone like Bob Orton Jr. That might be pretty cool. So let's just do that. To be honest, this is how I usually do it. I don't think about it. Sometimes I do saves where I really think about it and I go detailed, but the majority of the time I go through the motions. So add storyline. And what did I say? I said Rick Martel v Bob Orton Jr. And we'll just have Rick Martel, Bob Orton Jr. Okay, and then what I'd normally do is right now I'd go into a notebook and I'd flick ahead a couple of months and decide when I want this story to end. I'm not going to do that at the moment because, as I say, the first sort of month is just going to be a little bit going with the flow. So that's a storyline we've got there. We also, we do want to be looking at getting other people over. Bob Backlund, we've already got, as I say, with Bam Bam Bigalow. The intention there is to get Bam Bam over. Do want to get him over. So, we've got Rick Rude as well. He's a heel. We can put him in a storyline with someone like, there's not many faces, is there, down here? You've got to go a bit further down to get the faces. So, there's not many I would want to be looking at pushing at the moment. So I'm inclined to go with something like Rick Rude against Tito Santana, which would actually be quite a decent storyline. Rick Rude, Tito Santana, let's do that. Add storyline, Rick Rude v Tito Santana. And sometimes I'll sort of introduce a storyline that'll have 3 or 4 people in it. He may have a henchman of some sort or someone who just kind of helps him out. But let's leave it at that for the moment. In fact, thinking of that, I'm going to add, and I've got James Mitchell in this one because James Mitchell's Bam Bam's manager, but I'm actually going to add King Kong Bundy to this. Whoops, wrong one. Add worker. So let's get King Kong Bundy. Is he going to be on Bam Bam's side, or is he going to... Yeah, I think he's going to be on Bam Bam's side. I mean, he could be out there on his own, and it could be like a three-way feud, but I kind of like the idea that if he's on Bam Bam's side, you know, Bam Bam isn't going to be challenging him for the belt. They're friends. So, and they kind of help each other out, because Backlund's obviously going to be chasing the belt. Yeah, I like that. So, Bam Bam is now included in this, sorry, not Bam Bam, King Kong Bundy is now included in this storyline as well, which I guess I should put Nick Bockwinkel in as well then, with Bam Bam as a supporting role. Actually, yes, Bam Bam, I need to... Oh, I did King Kong Bundy. Yeah, okay, great. So, yeah, there's that. Another storyline then. Go back to our roster. Let's have a look. Steamboat, I haven't got in a feud yet, and there's a few heels down here. Now, I'm thinking, I mean, Steamboat's not past it yet, but I'm thinking perhaps he can get someone over. What did I put him down in? So I didn't have him as backbone of the roster or anything, so, but that's okay. I mean, I could go Steamboat. I mean, who do I want to get over actually? Because as I say, there's not many at the moment that I'm looking at Bam Bam. John Nord? I don't know. It's not. I mean, forget the fact that, you know, who you guys know who John Nord is. I mean, forget the fact that he was the Berserker. Forget the fact he wasn't a known name in real life. In this game, he could turn out to be a star. I mean, let's have a quick look at his stats. I mean, probably not. His menace isn't too bad. In ring, he's pretty bad though. Brawling's not. You know, Brawling's pretty good. But I don't think he's got it really, has he? So, I keep coming out of this screen. So we're probably looking at something different. Or we could just leave Ricky Steamboat and Terry Funk as kind of floaters at the moment and give them a storyline down the road. I mean, there's a few unimportant guys I would like to put. I mean, Scott Hall, I definitely want to get him over. So he's an unimportant heel, so we're probably looking at a recognisable face. Someone like Coco Beware, actually Kevin Von Erich and Scott Hall. That'd be interesting. So add storyline, Kevin Von Erich v Scott Hall. Okay, Kevin Von Erich, Scott Hall. And what I'm going to do as well, actually, going back to what I was saying earlier, seeing as Scott Hall is unimportant, we're going to give him someone else who kind of helps him out. Someone more popular than him. Maybe someone up here, so someone like Paul Orndorff. I mean, it's kind of like Orndorff is like... Ambassador's the wrong word, but he's like a spokesperson for Scott Hall. I nearly called him Razor Ramon. He's like not a spokesperson, but kind of like, you know, he's endorsing him. You know, Scott Hall's going to be a big star. You know, I'm here to help him do that. I'm here to... That's not a bad little shout, actually. Paul Orndorff. So let's add him to this one. Add worker, Paul Orndorff, Scott Hall, major role. And what we can have down the line is, you know, Kevin Von Erich then gets someone to help him, and we can have, you know, a couple of tag team matches or whatever. Let's leave it at that for the moment. Although having said that, I know I wasn't going to do this, but there's other people, there's other unimportant guys I wouldn't mind getting over. I mean, Ken Shamrock, yeah, mind you, 26. He's still quite young. We can wait on that one. Al Snow, he's already in a storyline. Let's leave it at that. And let's let's kind of see where we go from here then. So I'll see you on the other side for our first TV show. Right, I said I'd see you for the TV show, but of course it's hang on, we haven't got a TV show. Why don't we have a TV show? It's tonight. It's Tuesdays. Okay, it's Tuesdays. Right, I'm getting muddled up with my other series, my Local to Global, because we've just hit medium on that, and we've just got a TV deal, a weekly TV deal, and the very first Monday is the show, so it's tonight. Mike Rotondo, ASCW house shows house shows are getting cancelled left, right, and centre because we don't have enough guys on exclusive written contracts yet. That money is going to be a problem for us. That we need to get rid of that before we start thinking about those sorts of things. Okay, so here we go. All-Star Wrestling backstage incidents. Oh, there's loads. Oh, there was loads in our event, wasn't there? People don't like each other on this roster. Bob Backlund got heat with the rest of the locker room because of his attitude. Slap on the wrist. Oh, negative impact. Jack Haynes and Ken Shamrock. Okay. Slap on the wrist. Alright, positive. Okay. Paul Orndorff and Les Thatcher. Paul Orndorff has been obnoxious. I'm going to give him a warning. Negative impact. Oh dear. Okay, Tommy Lane and Ricky Steamboat. That's only a wrestler's court one. So yeah, we've got a lot of work to do with this roster. A lot of work. Who's absent? Bobby Fulton and Tommy Rogers. Okay, that's not... I think they're a tag team. That's not the end of the world. Okay, we've got an hour for this show, and what I've done is I always sort of work out. I can't get to it from this screen. I'll show you in a second. Let's sort out our venue first. So we're expected to just over 5,000 fans. So we're looking at something like let's see, McElroy Auditorium. Anything a bit closer to 5,000? McElroy Auditorium. At the moment, we need to be maximising profit, but I don't really want to use the same venue every week. So we just have to kind of play that by ear, see what happens. So McElroy Auditorium. Right, and what I was going to say is what I do is I work out how long, because I'm so OCD. Our product, I think it's 65% wrestling time. So I've worked out that for a 60-minute show, sorry, a 90-minute show, I've got an hour and a half. Not is it an hour and a half? I'm sure I changed it to an hour. No, I did have an hour and a half. Right, so yeah, so 59 minutes wrestling time. That works out at 65%. I think it's 58.5, but round it up. So 90 minutes total. So now I know my matches have got to come to 59 minutes. Now, I am pretty OCD. So originally I was going to have Bam Bam Terry Funk. I obviously didn't. I am pretty OCD. I will try to stick to that as close as I can. But for this series, I might not be quite as strict. So let's get things underway. Our main event first. We'll book our main event. We don't have any major stars yet. Bob Backlund wants to kind of prove that he's a top guy. He may have lost the gauntlet match. Who does he face? I mean, we've only got, wow, all our stars are babyface. Okay, Big John Studd. Okay, I mean, hopefully Bob Backlund can kind of have a decent match with anyone. I know Big John Studd won't be able to go for very long. He might not even be able to do 12 minutes. So let's see. Bob Backlund will get the win, but I'm going to have it like a DQ because Big John Studd's a pretty big guy. So let's have it as a DQ finish. Yeah, Big John Studd, 10 minutes I think, max for him. Okay. We'll have a tag team match. We don't have many teams yet. Both of those, one's recognisable. That's okay. That works for us. So we'll have the Destruction Crew, and they were heels, against two face. I'm thinking Tommy Lane, but I'm sure he's in a tag team. Can't have Danny Davis because he hasn't got a contract yet, kayfabe. Let's have him go up against the Guerreros. Yeah, I'm going to need to sort of take on a few more jobbers, I think. So, yeah, and we'll give the Destruction Crew the win. Let's go 9 minutes. So, let's go with Wayne Bloom. Maybe this is a tainted win. Okay, and we'll stick that just before the main event. Next, yeah, we want to get some more of our. I mean, Terry Funk's gonna lose. He's gonna lose a match. Someone on a heel that I wouldn't mind getting over. Well, there's King Kong Bundy, I guess, but it's not the right thing to do. Rick Rude, it's gotta be, isn't it? Gotta be Rick Rude. How's he only well known? I'd have thought he'd be a lot more popular than that, but okay. I wonder how. Oh, Terry Funk's not going to be able to go for very long, is he? Maybe. Let's see. I'm going to give him a decisive win as well. So have this one storytelling. Oh, he can do that long. That's good. So we've got 20 minutes now to fill sort of 2 more matches roughly. Maybe save these 2. They can both have promos. Although perhaps one of them can be on the card. Let's go Ricky Steamboat against Buddy Lee Parker. I don't see why not. Let's go for. Oh no, if he's a jobber. Trouble is with going too long with jobbers is that you get the penalty. They are too, you know, they featured too long on the show. So let's go 10 minutes. 10-minute match. I know I'll be okay with that. Whoops. Open match script. Decisive win. I might even go steal the show. Yeah. So to open us, this is going to be a short match then. 7 minutes. Yeah, we'll leave Rick Martel. We'll have him. He can cut a promo. What's his entertainment skills like? Yeah, he can cut a promo. So who else am I looking at getting over? I did mention Scott Hall, didn't I? So let's go with Scott Hall. And is there a face up here that Stan Lane? I don't think Stan Lane. He's a heel anyway. Steve Dole. I was hoping there was an older guy really who I can. Yeah. Well, let's go Kevin Von Erich, because is it these 2 that are in the story? I haven't got anything written down yet, so yeah, they are in the story. So this is the match that sort of kicks off the story, I guess. So 7 minute, and we'll have Scott Hall get the win. Let's keep Kevin Von Erich, keep strong and protect, because I don't think he's going to like losing this. Open match script, tainted, and this kicks off the story. So obviously Von Erich is annoyed that Scott Hall had to cheat to get the win. That will open us up. Okay, we've gone a minute over. I miscalculated that, but that's okay. I'm not going to be too strict in this series. So we'll start off then. Kevin Von Erich, Scott Hall. We'll just have it. He's on. Yeah, we might get we might be penalised for him being on screen for too long, but it's okay. Actually, I'm sure Scott Hall's got some sort of star quality, hasn't he? So let's pop that there. So post match, Von Erich throws tantrum at Hall for cheating to win. Okay, so that's go 5 minutes. I mean, is tantrum the right word for a babyface to throw a tantrum? Okay, storylines then. Let's have the Bam Bam Bigalow. Ah, yeah, post. No, hang on. Bob Backlund's annoyed with Bam Bam Bigalow. It's not the other way round. So what we'll do is we'll have a pre-match Bob Backlund, Big John Studd. Let's have him. He's probably quite menacing, Big John Studd, again without looking, but he's off screen. And Bam Bam Bigalow, I think he's also got some decent menace off screen. So Bob Backlund pre-match promo against Stud and talks trash on Bigelow. 5 minutes. So now that gives reason for Bigelow to be annoyed with Bob Backlund. What else did we have? I need to use Rick Martel at some point. Al Snow, Danny Davis, Eric Bischoff, microphone, Al Snow, Danny Davis, office, Bischoff tells Snow and Davis they will rematch next week. Okay, and I don't want to forget to put that in, so I am actually going to do it now because I know what I'm like. I'm going to forget to put that in. We can pop this in kind of anywhere really. There I do. So pre-booking next week's All-Star Wrestling. Al Snow against Danny Davis. Contract match. I did put that in there. Contract match, yeah. Al Snow, Danny Davis. 50-minute time limit, and guess what? It's another draw. Draw, time limit, open match script, time limit finish. I know it's here somewhere. Time limit finish. Yeah. Okay. Other storylines we got going then. Rick Martel. So we can have Rick Martel and Bob Orton Jr. Now these two haven't really got a reason. How about just, I'll tell you what, let's give them a reason today. Rick Martel. I think he'd be entertaining. But he's interviewed by John Tollis, who would just kind of be, you know, microphone. He's literally just, he's like the straight guy. And then Bob Orton Jr. will come in and interrupt, and I think he'd be entertaining as well. Rick Martel interviewed by Tolos. Self promo. Orton interrupts and talks Martel down. Okay, well, go 6 minutes. How am I doing for time? Got another 10 minutes. We can pop this in. How about have this one as the opening segment? Although I was hoping to, what other personalities have I got? Because I was hoping to kind of have a segment at the start, which would be like in the studio with two personalities. I'll tell you what I have got. I've got someone who was a news anchor, haven't I? Ken Resnick. Yeah, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that there. No, there. And then we'll have Resnick open the show. And I've already forgotten what his first name is. Ken. Microphone, script it. So in the studio, Ken Resnick discusses tonight's show. And what we'll do in the future is we'll sort of, he'll discuss certain matches. In fact, we can do that now. So Bob Backlund. Nope, don't want that. Want that to be Overness. Big John Studd, maybe him on Menace. They're off screen though, because he's just talking about, oh, would they be on screen? No, they'd be off screen, I think. I was thinking about maybe having a graphic, but I don't think they would at the moment. Let's have Rick Rude, Terry Funk as well. He talks about these two matches, so yeah. So they're the matches that he talks about. 6 minutes. Yeah, and that's what kicks us off. So another 4 minutes just to fill this gap here between these two matches. There's what other storylines? Kind of done it all now apart from Rick Rude and Tito Santana, but I want to give that another week because I need to think of a reason for them two to kind of be annoyed at each other. So who haven't I used? Yeah, I'm getting a penalty for a match that I don't want till next week. So who haven't I used that? King Kong Bundy's got to be on the show, isn't he? Well, it's got to be sort of John Tollis. King Kong Bundy, maybe just menacing. He's not going to say a lot. Nick Bockwinkel does all the talking. So John Tollis interviews AWA World Champion. I'm just going to put Bundy to save space. Bundy with Nick Bockwinkel. Okay, 4 minutes. In fact, I'm going to give it 6. I know I'm going over the time, but I just think it's the right thing to do. So take that off. Yep, that's all fine. We've got announcers. That's our very first TV show, guys. Kick it off then. The opening segment then. Ken Resnick. Okay, for some reason Rick Rude and Terry Funk had a graphic, but Bob Backlund, Big John Studd didn't. I just forgot to take them off screen. Got 47 gimmick changes. Ken Resnick adequate. Terry Funk great. That's what we'd like to see. Wasn't Terry Funk on the event then? He can't have been. Okay. Kevin Von Erich and Scott Hall 43. That's not too shabby for an unimportant beating a well-known guy. I think he's well-known, maybe recognisable. Bill Alfonso got adequate for the for his gimmick. So yeah, 43. Pleased with that. But yeah, Scott Hall used the ropes for leverage. I'm glad it said that and not using a weapon actually. I'm glad it was something like that. Not that it really matters. Post-match, Von Erich throws a tantrum at Hall for cheating to win, and that got a 44. John Tollis interviewing Rick Martel and is then interrupted by Bob Orton Jr. 52. We're not doing too badly so far, guys. I'm semi-pleased. Bob Orton got a paw for his gimmick. He's not suitable being a babyface. I think I probably just had him as that because I was struggling a little bit. 52 for that one. Buddy Lee Parker and Ricky Steamboat, 69. That's quite decent. More gimmick changes. Adequate for Buddy Lee Parker. Ricky Steamboat getting a 77. Yeah, Eric Bischoff in his office telling Al Snow and Danny Davis that they need to rematch for their contract match next week, and that got 34. Wasn't expecting much. These two are unimportant. Rick Rude taking on Terry Funk, 57. That is decent. Both got a 62 in the ring, and Terry Funk's gimmick adequate. Oh, Tony Falk first. He must have been the referee. Adequate, and then no, we did Terry Funk's gimmick, didn't we? Of course we did. So it's yes, Tony Falk. I read that as Terry Funk because I wasn't reading properly. 57. That's half decent. And then John Tollis interviews the new AWA World Champion King Kong Bundy with his kind of manager, agent, the AWA co-owner Nick Bockwinkel. It's just a self-promo, really. Here's the new champion. Here's the guy that has unified all his national titles. He is now the face of the AWA, and that's a rating of 59. The Destruction Crew against the Guerreros, 44. That's not bad, considering 3 of these guys are unimportant, and the other one's recognisable. And the Guerreros have absolutely no chemistry as partners. Really? Okay. Mando Guerrero was off his game as well. Gimmick changes, very good for Hector, great for Mando. Mike Enos got adequate. Skandor Akbar, he's the Destruction Crew's manager, got very good. And Wayne Bloom got great, marketable gimmick. Okay, so far so good. Bob Backlund, pre-match promo against Big John Studd. He also talks trash on Bam Bam Bigalow. 54 that was, and the main event only getting to 49. That's a shame because we've had better matches, but okay, it is what it is. Bob Backlund getting a 56 though, which was good. Yeah, got the win by disqualification in 9 minutes 57. Finished the show, 53 overall. So losing popularity in 2 regions. I'm not too disappointed with that. We've only just kicked off our storylines, so I'm not over disappointed in that. Obviously, I'd have liked to have gained popularity in all 10, but that's not too bad, guys. Okay, so here we are, just checking email quickly. Scandal Akbar leaves USWA. It's unimportant to us. He works for us. That is the end of that. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please stick with me. Please join me for the next one. It'll be another TV show as we lead up to our first pay-per-view, which I haven't even kind of got a name for yet or put in here, but I'll think of something. It's not going to be anything too grand for our first one. It's just probably going to have a basic name, a basic kind of world tour or tour of the USA or something like that, something pretty basic, but that's what it is. I've rambled too long. This episode's probably gone for about half an hour, which was longer than I'm kind of hoping for my series, but there we have it. First one, I guess I've gone on a bit too long, but yeah. Let me know of anything in the comments, anything you like, anything you don't like, anyone I should be signing, anyone I should be pushing, or any other ideas. And as always, take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.